Hello and welcome back. Today I will be showing you how to use and set up code blocks as a new IDE for programming in C++. To start off, you have to go to the website and download this. I will add the link in the description. Down here, you can either pick from one of your different operating systems. For Windows, standard, we'll want to click on the CodeBlocks 10.05 mingw setup.exe. Then go over here, download it from one of these different mirrors. Here I picked SourceForge, and just wait for it to start downloading. Should show up rather soon. There we go. And I've actually already downloaded this, and my internet is rather pathetic right now, so it's going to take a while. So I'm going to actually just use the one that I already downloaded and just cancel this. So I go here, I'll just run the exe. It'll show up a warning thing, and next, agree to the license. You can read that if you want. You can pick from certain things. I'd just leave it at what default it's set up as. And then you can change this if you want. Otherwise, just leave it as is and you should be fine. Just click install. Wait for this to finish loading. Okay, now that it's done loading, it prompts us to see if we want to load code blocks right away. We can hit yes. Let's set up here, start loading it. You can hit next, and then just finish, and you're good to go. Then right here, what we have is the tip of the day, similar to Dev C++. We can show tips at startup. You can cancel it. Probably in one of the menus you can get it back. You can scroll through the tips, or you can just ignore them, whatever. Once in a while they might be useful. Half the time might be beyond your level, or you might already know it. But I'd suggest keeping it. Here you can associate any file types with code blocks. For now, I would suggest using this X. Just it'll prompt you next time. That way you can see if you like code blocks. If you don't, you can keep it as whatever you have it by default now. If you don't have anything else now, probably a good idea to click yes. But for now, you can just hit the X and it'll come back later. So this seems a little more complicated than Dev, but well, it kind of is, but it's not too bad. Basically, if you want to just work like Dev, you can just kill the start screen and hit this new file up here in the corner. Just click an empty file, otherwise you can click a couple of other options here. Empty file is basically what we normally work with. I would suggest clicking the file save as, and then you can save it as whatever, and I generally save it as a .cpp file, so that's the standard C++ programming file, and then just hit save. Once we have that set up, we can use the standard C++ for normal coding. It's slightly different if you're using it as a header or certain other things, so how it bolds things and colors things is slightly different, but for this it's best if we just show everything up here. And then I'll just copy and paste this program I already have. Basically just a simple hello world program, nothing too fancy. Here you notice it did some highlighting, different colors and such. Here you can look closely, there's changes the colors so you can see the matching brackets or parentheses. Here you can minimize it, so if you have lots of different functions or whatever, it will still, you can minimize things so that it makes it less cluttered, and then you can maximize them again when you're actually going to be working on that section. It's kind of nice. This program also has some other nice things, such as the autocomplete. So if you start typing something, it will likely continue, it will show you some different options that you have as you continue typing, and then narrows down your search. And basically it's more or less the same. You can use it the same, it's not real complicated. Here, build run, same thing as compile and run is in dev C++. Here just runs the last compile. Build, don't run it, just compile it together. And really this is kind of the biggest thing that you need to know. I'll just hit build and run, and shortly it will pop up the window. Here, unlike dev C++, it pauses and tells you what it returned. Here by default 0 as int main, and just tells you how long it was running, and then press any key to continue and you're good to go. It does that by default. There may be a way of changing that, but for something like this, you're not really going to be selling a console window application very likely, so there's not a big deal having something like that at the end. It's just nice because, like here, otherwise we'd have to be prompting for a variable or something, or who knows what, something to make it pause. That way it does it automatically. It's kind of nice, but whatever. A couple other options you have is, you got the open, pretty obvious there. You can import projects like the dev C++ project or Visual Studios or such. Also over here, if we want a new file, or we can do like a class, it can build those simple for us. We can do projects. We've got a couple different options here to go through, and then you can have some user templates and whatever else. And that's about it for this video. I will further explain code blocks with some of the other things, but basically most of my other videos that I use dev C++ should be compatible with this. You just take the code, throw it in here, and it should work fine. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.